Hello everyone, my name is Austin Passetti, and welcome to my review for the GDP Milestone 2 in Team Impeccable's I Am Sprint 2. On the screen, you can see I have 5 issues that are all completed. I'll start with the first one. Implement different sound effects so the player can differentiate each action they take in-game by the sound effect played. My completion criteria is here, the task itself is done, it's assigned to me, all the labels are there, components are there, all my time tracking is done, it shows what sprint it's on, the priority of it, and with my subtask, I went ahead and made it to where each subtask would be what sound effect would play with each asset. First one being the stationary enemy will cue a explosion sound effect when destroyed in-game. The second one being the player's swing animation will cue a swing sound effect when the player attacks. I was a little bit confused if I should put when the player attacks or when the player swings, or attacks or swings. My second issue being include multiple dialog boxes for the player to interact with so the player can progress through a story by navigating obstacles. Completion criteria, it's done, labels, components, the sprint, time tracking, all that is done. This one of my teammates went ahead and actually was able to work our NPC dialog box, so now it is working functionally. The player can go ahead and use that by pressing E in game, which I'll show you when we transfer over to our project. Now for this issue, I have 2 subtasks, one being to place multiple dialogue signposts for the player to interact with, so they don't have only 1 or 2 when there should be, say, 10 placed around the level because of all the content we have in it. And this one is each signpost will contain a partial message for players to progress and unlock remaining ones. So what that means is essentially is if the player can't get to another signpost before navigating an obstacle, they will have to do so to get to that next signpost and unlock more messages. My third issue was create a ranged projectile sentry that will patrol a specific area and deal damage to the player if touched, so the player will have to navigate carefully. Same thing, it's done, all my time tracking is done, components, sprint, labels, and all the completion criteria. This, I went ahead and linked it to our old stationary enemy issue because it was going to be using the same code and same type of damage dealing as the stationary enemy, except that it would patrol for the 4 same points over while the level was playing. My fourth issue, design an actor that will increase the player's speed when picked up so they're able to navigate obstacles more quickly. This is essentially just a speed boost. Same thing, it's done, it's assigned to me, labels, components, sprint, priority, time tracking. This one I didn't really put any subtasks because it's a very easy pickup to design into the game. And my fifth and final issue being design an actor that will shrink the player down so they have to navigate obstacles more carefully. When we first started our game design program, there was a pickup that did the same exact thing, and we used it to almost make like a mouse type level. I called it pipsqueaks. That way players were able to go through a smaller level than usual. So same thing with my final issue done, labels, components, time tracking. It's assigned to me, the sprint, the priority, and all the completion criteria. All these are all done. They're all assigned to me. Now that I'm done showing all my issues on Jira, I will swap over to our project. Alrighty, transferring over to Perforce. If you go to our Team Impeccable folder, under Milestone, we do have our build for the final build for this project and for the review, which is called tinshi-tinko.exe. Open it up. And once you open up our build, it will take you to the main menu, which both of our start and exit buttons are fully functional. Go ahead and start the game.
Oh!
A second to do this because this enemy will follow me around time if I don't do that. Okay. So, the original signpost I had was just this one right here, which will tell you what developers were in the level. We went ahead and went up to it a little bit. This signpost right here explains that this is an NPC. Press E to obtain a quest. So before, this was a dialog box I was trying to get to work. Shout out to my teammates for actually fixing it. They managed to actually make it to where you press E. On the top right corner, it will update your objective, which is find 3 boxes. So you walk to these 3 boxes, and you press E, and voila. Now, I'm not going to take credit. That is not one of my issues for this sprint. That was an existing bug that they went ahead and fixed for me, so I appreciate them fixing that for me. When you hop over to this will tell you, this is a shrink power-up. Walk into the smaller pickup to return to normal size. And then this. There are a lot of pickups in level. Make sure to test them all out. So let's go ahead and test my shrink power-up. Walk against it, you turn to this micro little dude, and you go same speed. You just shrunken down. So this is handy in case you want to do some more narrow levels. Now we hop right back into this, and it takes us right back into the main character. Okay, so that's that. Go over to this signpost. Watch out for the falling pillar, giving the players a warning that, hey, there's a falling pillar near you.
Oh!
Go ahead and click this off again. This signpost tells you enjoy some health pickups, which are to your right. The other one,
Oh!
Want to go super fast? Pick up this power up. And now you can see that the player's speed increases quite a bit. And for the last thing that I added in my issues was this laser beam sentry. So one of the bugs is that it does not go around the 4 navigation points that it's supposed to, which would be that corner right there, that one, and then this one. So it would circulate the room in a square motion and then just continue going. It doesn't do any of that. For some reason, it gives us an error code that its movement is not allowed, which doesn't make sense because it is a movable asset. But nevertheless, when you walk into it,
Oh!
damage you. So it works just the same as the other lasers, just it's not moving how I want it to be. And that's all the issues I was able to complete and showcase in our project. I am going to pass the torch over now to Andrew Binge. Take it away, Andrew.